To just make a quick video about some of the basics of using the inline grading feature in Blackboard. I have loaded onto Blackboard one of my own writing pieces, so I'm going to just comment on that. The first thing that I suggest that you do is go into Blackboard and Grade Center and open up an assignment however you usually open them up, either by going to Full Grade Center and clicking on the assignment or going to Needs Grading. I also recommend, once you have the assignment up, hovering on this gray bar between the sidebar and the main panel and clicking this arrow so that you have the full screen here. This will probably be up. I also recommend clicking this arrow and reducing that so that you have more space to work with here. So there are essentially 3 tools here that I work with. There are other tools, but I don't really use them. The 3 tools that I use are comments, the drawing tool, and the text tool. So for the drawing tool, I'll show you how I use it. I'm sure there are different ways to use it, but I would underline something, for example, and then I would use the text tool and I would write a comment. So the student will see that right away. And then for other things, I might want to put a comment on the side. Like, for example, I frequently give students links to websites that they can reference for a specific issue that they need to fix. So if I'm going to put in a comment, I click here and put it here. Verb tense here. And then I would click save. And this is going to go into the comment section here. And then once I'm done with my comments, I go here and I assign the grade. I have a rubric that I've loaded into the assignment, so I can use the rubric. You don't need to use a rubric. As you can see, I did very badly on this assignment. I only got 1 point, but of course you can put whatever points you want here. I'll give myself 10 points. And this is the space for putting any long form comments that you might want to do. The equivalent of, writing a note on the back of a student's paper, or a note that you might staple to a student's paper before you hand it back to them. Then once you're done, you go and you submit this. It's worth noting, because your students will probably ask you, that it's a little bit difficult for them to see it. Your comments, they have to click on it. So if you go to My Grades, you scroll down to the assignment. I'm not in student preview. Let me enter student preview. Go down to My Grades. Okay, so here is the assignment that has been graded. So I need to click on this. And when I click on just the comments, I will only see the long form comments. If they want to see all the rest of your comments, they have to click on the assignment. And then they have to minimize this by clicking that arrow here. And then they will be able to see your comments. So I don't think that's intuitive at all. I actually always forget how to do it every time I try to show a student how to find it. But it's good for you to let them know that there are other comments in the paper, because otherwise they're probably just going to look at the long form comments and they won't actually see all the comments that you made in the paper. So that's it. I'm sure the inline grading can do a lot more, but that's pretty much all I use it for. You can also, of course, download all of the files, comment on them in Word, and then upload them again. That takes a lot of time, though. Inline grading is not perfect in Blackboard, but I do find it a time saver.